Hey guys, this is Dave from dadsRfunny, and you can see we've made our return to Ratville and what I'm calling Ratville, the new generation. Now, you'll see a lot of folks here. There's 30 slots on Ratville now. They've changed hosts. I'm doing a kind of a triple speed, 1 hour video in 20 minutes kind of operation here. You can see a plot that Max was kind enough to give us, and a whole bunch of folks who've come to welcome us aboard the new server, which I believe used to be located in the Netherlands and is now located in France. I believe I have mistakenly called Hippie Lols a Dutch person in the past. In actuality, he's from Belgium, but that's a small detail. And you can see here that the idea behind the topic, as everyone kind of gets over their greeting and introduction phase, the idea here is to build a house in this plot that's been assigned. So I'm kind of starting off with nothing and trying to get some wood to build a crafting table, and then I realize that I've got like an army of people here to help me. And all of a sudden you can watch my inventory fill up. So now in this visit we had Mary, Missy, Good Neighbor Ben, and myself for this 1 hour visit, and whoa, you can see the plot we have is bigger than you've seen in previous episodes. I think episode 3, where we built the plot, something like that, in the original Ratville series, was a little smaller. This one is in a new server with part of the world ported over, and part of the world I think was not kept, and they just got rid of it. And so the core world, the Opera House, some of the larger buildings, metro station, that stuff, that's all still there. Now we're going ahead and getting some more wood here for building purposes. And what I'm doing with this triple speed video here is giving you guys kind of a, I don't want to say interactive time lapse, that might be overkill, but notice in the edge of the map there are some creepers. That's a little bit of a concern. Also notice all the presents and chests and things laid out in the front of the house. That was a very, very nice treat. Missy, Ben, myself, you can see here, we all had chests and goodies waiting for us. And you can see my inventory rapidly filling up. Now here what we're doing is we're making a foundation. And what's cool about this video, I think, is that in the course of this 20 minutes, you'll see a sort of rapid, here's some sand, we've got some excavation going on, we're going to make some smooth stone, and at various points I kind of take a breather and just shoot time lapses. This ends up being a two-story structure with a gabled roof and like a patio, and then some kind of freaky treehouse thing that grows out of the front of it. So it's quite an operation, and there someone just gave me a diamond shovel and a diamond pick, which is nice. And we've got this huge, huge foundation that we're going to fill pretty much the entire plot with. I wasn't sure at first how much of this I wanted to fill up. You know, I wasn't sure if I wanted to fill up the whole thing, and then I got to thinking that, you know, with all the people in the group, dadsRfunny, we've got lots of folks who participate and lots of fans who like to help. So I thought, well, we should probably build something bigger rather than smaller. Now, notice the trio of, looks like the Beatles there at the edge of the street, walking, I guess -1. Someone closed the gate there just at the last minute. So we call out the defenses here, and we get these guys. And then some skeletons show up. It's kind of crazy. And of course, I take a few lame shots myself. I knocked out a skeleton with a shovel, which was kind of interesting. I just killed a skeleton with a shovel. Nice kill, Dad. And periodically, someone in the server, I suspect an admin, maybe Max, maybe Hippie, is playing pranks on us by sending mobs our way. It's kind of fun. And you can see here, there's just a whole bunch of folks. Panda Kelly, you can see here, Your Inspiration, Colin Yang, of course Missy, Singe 209, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We've got some more folks as well that had, that came and went during the time we were here. fast pass as well. A couple there I can't pronounce. I was just thinking about how to pronounce that one that went by. It was a long string of letters and numbers. And so now we've got a foundation, and at this point, and of course people are asking if we're recording, and we typically, what we do when we arrive at a server is we don't record at the beginning because everybody's jumping up and down and everyone's having fun, and it's kind of difficult to make a decent video out of it. Now you can see the chests here on the right. I kind of did a still shot here just so you could watch some of the progress. There's the chests and the signs and the presents and the everything on the right. We also have some walls forming up. We did a stone foundation and a stone first level wall, if you will, with wood on top. And you can see a giant bank of furnaces for Mary's, I'm sure, huge amount of sand that she's going to require. And I'm kind of guiding people through what I think might be a plan for a building. We kind of had just a loose plan going forward. I wanted the buildings to look somewhat like the neighboring buildings so it wouldn't stand out too much. In this case, obviously gabled roof, primary wooden structure with some timbers as well as planks. And then what's funny is I built a temporary platform to stand on, and I actually had to go away from the keyboard, and when I came back, these nice folks had built up the platform to be more like almost like a diving platform or something. So, and then Singe says, Dave, press F1 not to see chat. I mentioned to everyone that I was going to take a break and not chat, but I did want the chat to keep rolling because I wanted people to see what was going on, but also capture a bit of a time lapse. And you can see here that the walls are shaping up nicely. We're going to do like a 3-level first floor, and then followed by a second level with a gabled roof and interior. So you kind of have that wedge-shaped interior top level. There's J Killer H, Brypor. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Worried Cat, and just a whole bunch of folks that were on the server at the time. Kirk Ronan, Andrew David 6297, and we have a few more as well. Now, Pure Dragon was also on, in addition to Max and Hippie Lols. Hippie Lols is the admin of the server, and Max is the YouTube subscriber who got us interested in Ratville, or mentioned Ratville at the beginning to us. Now, Pure Dragon comes from Vanilla Server, which is another server listed on our site. Now, we had a few more sites listed on our server besides these two, but I've taken them down because I've had a lot of complaints from people that the IPs aren't working, or they can't get in. So those are the two that we have currently on the site. And for more information, you can go to the website, get updated IP, other info. That's one reason we don't typically mention IPs on the videos, because they tend to change, especially with people changing hosts and things like that, different server companies, whatever. One other thing I want to mention too is everyone was asking us about our capes. Now, I had probably 4 different people ask how we got a cape, which I thought was interesting. And basically the answer every time was, if you go to Minecon, you get a cape. So that was cool. Explain that to them. And of course, Mary and Missy and I all have capes because we're all going to Minecon. Ben, unfortunately, who's with us today in the video, is not going to Minecon, so he does not have a cape, sadly. But I believe he may go next year. Anyway, we're building up. There's Missy. Building up the first floor quite well. You can see it shaping up quite nicely. And we're kind of getting a roof going, got some temporary stairs. I'm trying to help folks with just getting a plan going on the floor to make sure that everybody's working on the same height level. And then folks are already thinking ahead to decorating and building the interior stuff. We've got quite a bit of floor space here because we've got 2 floors and, again, open construction. I don't know if we'll put in some kind of balloon frame walls. I'm making some steps here. And like I said, so we got to reconnect with Pure Dragon. We got to reconnect with Max, with Hippie Lols. We also met some of the other users I mentioned earlier, as well as a few mobs. And that's interesting because the last time, if you remember on Ratville, there were no mobs. And so I believe the way they have it set up now, if I remember correctly, is that the mobs are only outside the town, and there are no mobs in the town, which is kind of cool. Here come a little band of spiders. Now, I'm not familiar with the way mobs are handled in Bucket, but I have to wonder if this isn't some sort of pre-programmed thing, because obviously, you know, playing just regular SMP server Minecraft, I have not seen like triplet waves of advancing mobs. Now, I build another platform here. I'm trying to get back up so that I can get another shot. I want to get another time lapse, and then of course when I'm done, I just, you know, kind of destroy it. But you can also see again here the signs, very nice signs from the folks who provided some gifts in the chests. And you can see now we've already got a second floor. Now, by the way, if you want to go to Ratville and work on the house, you'll have to talk to Hippie or Max or some other admin on the site. Now, this is the bizarre-looking sort of minivan-sized treehouse that's growing up in front of our home. I find that kind of strange-looking, but interesting. And actually, later they connect it to the house. Now, here's some stairs that we put in. And if you'd like to join the server at Ratville, you can work on our house. I pretty much indicated to everyone when we left that if they want to make some more tweaks on the house, feel free to do it. We're going to build some interior spaces of our own, I think, but in general, the exterior frame and some of the other items there, if anybody wants to mess with it and try to make it better, we're glad to do that. You can see here, this is a nice gabled roof that was put together by Pure Dragon and a few other folks. You can see them building sort of the one end of the frame so they can match it across as they draw it from one end to the other. Draw it out. Putting in some glass. Again, using the Soartex texture pack, in this case. Really like Soartex. It's my favorite texture pack to use for general purpose, really anything. Really, really like Soartex. I like the cobblestone in particular, which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of cobblestone. In this case, the smooth stone looks nice as well. We've got some glass walls, as well as the end caps, or I guess I don't know what the right term is, but the ends of the gables on the roof are all glass as well. And then the stairs, we kind of turn those around. I realized the bottom of the stairs was right up against the wall, so I wasn't sure exactly who had built the stairs once I started them, so I tore out the bottom in order to build the 90-degree platform. And of course, one of the things we talked about trying to do on this was do Skype on our visit, but the problem in our case was we had 4 different people in 3 different physical locations in studio that were disconnected physically from one another, and we didn't have enough mics to go around. We only have 2, so 2 people would not have had mics in this case because the other 2 that had the mics were separate, and then we had 2 more that were separate but without a mic. So we thought, well, we can't really talk to each other, so we weren't sure how many people had Skype on the other end, and we also weren't sure how well that would turn out as far as the you know, having, if we were able to have 20 people on, that might not sound too good to have all those folks on at the same time. But in our case, we couldn't even get the internal setup on our end properly. So we thought, well, we'll just skip Skype for now and do the text. So I'm glad we have the scrolling here going on. You can see Cabbage Dude, who has a great skin, and all the other folks, again, helping us out. It's really just amazing. In under an hour, we were able to build a structure big enough to house probably 4 or 5 people easily, including, you know, rooms for alchemy or storage or, you know, weapons smithing, whatever you want to, whatever it is that's your bag, you could do it. Now, if you can see, we've already got a deck as well as a nice gable thing going on here. And you'll see the pixel art, I think, is nearby above our house, which is kind of nice. Thanks for the planks, I tell someone. And here I'm just thinking that maybe we all ought to concentrate on the roof. It looks like there's 2 or 3 people working on the roof, and it looked like there might be a good effort needed for the roof just to kind of get it over the edge, get it done. There's Pure Dragon. I like Pure Dragon's skin. It's kind of classy. I think when we go back, we're going to put stone stairs. If anybody's watching this and wants to help, stone stairs on the roof would be good. Just to give it just to offset the roof coloration a little bit. I'm not sure if we want to build a 3rd floor with the gabling, you know, the triangular top of the roof, like continue that. We might do that, make a 3rd floor. The only thing I'm concerned about on the treehouse, if you want to call it that, is it kept growing and growing and growing, and so it's kind of strange in that sense. But you can see people in the background there running around. It's like a Keystone Cops scenario here, chasing the mobs. Wow, look at that. So again, within, I would say this is probably 45 minutes in, we have, we're not even done, and we have a pretty good sized frame. Now I decide to kind of split and attack a few of the mobs. I try to get some external shots as well so you can get an idea of the progress. Wow. And again, I was really surprised at all the help and all the friendly people on Ratville. So my suggestion is, if you want a server that's got an intermediate number of slots, I mean, it's not 10, it's not 100, it's 30, which I think is a good number. You can join Ratville and meet Hippie and Max, and when Pure Dragon's not on vanilla, I bet Pure Dragon will be maybe here visiting Ratville. Get a chance to see them. Now, here I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get this glass on the upper floor, and then I realized that Hippie can fly. So I decide just to let him put in the panes. So we had Good Neighbor Ben, Missy, Mary, and myself. We didn't get Cause on this time, but maybe we can get him in next time. There's Worried Cat. Wow, look at that. I mean, it's really, really big. I think I misspelled aerial shot there. I wanted to get an aerial shot at the end. And so I did a call to Max, and boom, there we go. So there it is. Of course, the mega treehouse is blocking the view. Now there's more pixel art there. And ta-da! Look at that. That's amazing. I'm so glad everybody was able to help. Tried to get a corner shot there. So thanks everyone for helping out, and we will definitely be back at Ratville. Isn't that wonderful? Take a look at that. Wow. Anyway, thanks guys. We will definitely be back. Sorry it took us so long. There's been a lot of, upheaval with 1.7, 1.8, this, that, and the other 1.9, all these different versions. I think Bucket 1.9 is coming out soon. They're going to do a 1.95 build of Bucket, and that might entail a little bit more hassle for you guys, but hopefully we can get on either before or after or both and continue work on the house. Anyway, thanks again, guys. It was a ton of fun. We all appreciated all the hospitality, the chests, the friendship. It was great. And I think that's one of the fantastic things about Minecraft, as we kind of close this video out, is, it's a game. and it's like you open the box and all these cool people pop out. So that was fun, and we appreciate it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.